Here, going to help with some more examples for Unit 3, Lesson 10. So I'm just going to dive right in with this word problem. Sam went hiking on the mountain. She is 45 feet higher than her starting point. 45 feet higher means it's going to be a positive. It took Sam 3.5 minutes to climb this. So minutes are going forward, so 3.5 minutes. So that is also positive. Interpret the quotient, that means find the answer, to describe the rate of change in Sam's elevation. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to take 45 feet and I'm going to divide it by 3.5 minutes. So remember, this also means per. It also means division. So that's your fraction bar. So to do that, I'm going to take my 45 and I'm going to divide it by 3.5. Remember, our divisor has to be a whole number, so I need to move that decimal over. What I do to the divisor, I need to do to the dividend, So now I have 35, and I'm dividing it by 45, 450. Moving that decimal place over 1. My answer, I see that I'm actually dividing this to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to probably need 3 zeros added on because this is my hundredth place. So I'm going to go ahead and begin dividing. I'm going to look and see how many times 35 will go into 4. It won't. 45 is 1 time. So 1 times 35 is 35. I subtract 5, take away 5 is 0, bring down the 1. Then I bring down my 0 here. 35 goes into 100. I don't know that off the top of the head. So I'm going to do a workspace. So 35, I'm going to try 3 because I don't want it to go over 100. So 35 times 5, 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 is too much. So I'm going to do my 35 times 2 and figure out what that is. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, so that's 70. So I know that that's going to be it. So I'm going to put my 2 here. 35 times 2 is 70, and subtract. 0 take away 0 is 0. 10 take away 7 is 3. And then I'm going to bring down my next 0. So I'm looking for how many times 35 will go into 300 without going over. So I'm going to kind of guess here. I'm going to try 8. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. That was a good guess on my part. So the 8's going to go right here. That's going to be 280, and I'm going to subtract. 0 take away 0 is 0. I have to borrow 1 from the 3, so that becomes 0. 10 take away 8 is 2. So then I'm going to bring down my next 0. So this is a lot of work, and that's okay. That's what we have to do in math. So I need to find how many times 3 will go into 200 without going over. So I'm going to try maybe a 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's too much. So I'm going to do a 5. 35 times 5. I have to sneeze, so excuse me a second. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. Pardon me. So that's 175. So I put my 5 up here. 175. And I subtract. I've got 1 more 0 to bring down. So I have to borrow from the 2. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 7 is 2. And bring down that last 0. So how many times will 35 go into 250 without going over? I see 6 is 210. I'm going to try 7. 35 times 7 to see if that goes over 250. 3 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's going to work. So I'm going to put the 7 here. 245. This is going to be 5. And so 5. Now I'm interested in this because I have 12,857 thousandths. I'm rounding to this place, the hundredths place. So I look at the number 7. Is 7 greater, 5 or greater? It is, so that means that that's going to round to a 6. So 12 and 8 d6 hundredths is the rate of change, and that is feet per minute. That was a lot of work, but that's an example. I'm going to stop this video